Hey everybody, the Reeswirl here, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Okay, I believe we're on investigation day 2. Oh, I'm an idiot. If you look to the left of the screen, it says. I'm also using a controller for once, because, I don't know, it seemed I had to click like 3 times in order to advance stuff, whereas with a controller I think I only have to press A once. Seems to be the case. Well, I guess we'll see as time progresses. So having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon? Yeah, it's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackwell is playing along. Of course he is. It's in his, favour, I guess. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go out for a run. See you in a bit. Wait, what about the investigation? Back! Whoa, whoa! Trucy, welcome back. Oh, you're in your stage outfit. Back from work? Yep, I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. Yeah though, the demon out of nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope style defense trick. I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. So I know the killer must have used the air duct in their escape. And whoever did that was the Tenmataro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw. Right, maybe there's some evidence in the air duct. The real fight starts right now. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear. Oh. Sort out my inventory. What the f— oh god, really? 3, 2, 1, ta-da! Oh my god. Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. I wonder where all that stuff goes. Okay, let's get over to the scene of the crime. Oh my god. Vamonos, Apollo, vamonos! Wow. Whoa! Okay, we're in the Fox Chamber again. Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct? Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so... wonder if he's been like this ever since the trial. Well, his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. Ew. It'll probably take a while for him to recover. I sort of feel bad for him, but we have work to do. Let's go get the evidence we need. The air duct is the key. We know the Tenmataro impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the alderman, the killer left the Fox Chamber through the hallway door. Then, after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway. Finally, the killer dropped the key into the Fox Chamber through the air vent here. Then went back through the duct and fled the manor. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created. If the killer passed through the air duct, maybe we'll find some evidence there. Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. Bebe. Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up. Don't worry, I brought a stepladder. Happy hunting. How nice of her to volunteer me for the job. I might actually not use a controller, it feels weird. And also, the mouse movement is so slow, it's really bad. Whoa, it's pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. Dear me. There's a thick layer of dust in here. And I don't get it. There was nothing in there, was there? Find anything? Yikes! Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust. Yeah, dust. Lots of dust. Oh, that's what he doesn't get. If it was used, it wouldn't be dusty. So, what'd you find? You know how dust collects on something when nobody uses it for a long time? Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office. Right. You think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail? I seriously doubt it. Wait, you're not suggesting... No one's gone through that duct lately? Kinda looks that way. I'm just hoping that disconnecting my controller won't screw everything up. Let's find out. Hey, it did nothing. Perfect. Yeah, I'll just go back to using the mouse. It's not really a big deal if I have to click 3 times. As opposed to, you know, just pressing 1 button. And if it's true, Maya Tenma is going to be fingered as the killer. But if we don't turn things around quickly, in Justice we trust. Ah! Sorry, Mr. Justice, but it seems your justice was not the most just, after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed. Detective Fulbright sure seems chipper all of a sudden. Ugh. And I'm back to my old devastated self. Oh, come on. Where's that never say die spirit? Bring it on, Mr. Liar Man. Bring it on. Let me suffer in peace. Justice prevails once more. It's not over yet, and besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do. Are you calling me a bad guy? Me, Bobby Fulbright, champion of justice? Then how about some information on the investigation? We need some help here. Information? About the investigation? Look how shocked he is. Oh my god! Alright, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again. Understood? We did it, Apollo. Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? Who cares? My god. The investigation. I can't believe Prosecutor Blackwell would stoop that low. Wait, what happened? Oh, I mean to pinning the blame on a yokai. He really wants a conviction at all costs. She could give a yokai a run for its money when she's mad. Yeah, she could. Yes, well... I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak. I doubt that'll teach him anything. Yeah, he'll probably just write Dotard a 1,000 times. That whole yokai business is most likely a ploy to win a conviction. Truth is, Prosecutor Blackwell believes Jinxie Tenma planted that yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect her father. The real killer. Yeah, right. I'd like to see him prove it. Whoa, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. It was at the base of the cliff just outside Kirby Manor. Wait, that isn't the staff Tenma Taro was supposedly carrying, is it? The one and only. Oh. Miss Tenma no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done. No way. Well, what about prints? There are none. Nope, no prints, but if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anyway. Well, prints or no prints, it's not going to work in our favour. Sounds like the staff might have belonged to the mansion. If that's the case... then where in the mansion did Tenma Taro get it from? The Amazing Ninetales. Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out that the victim was the Amazing Ninetales? He did indeed. He's a sharp one, alright. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger and the victim's past. The Amazing Ninetales sparked the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Damien Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered that great hero. The Amazing Ninetales' fans are so angry they even tried to storm the detention center. Oh wow. I don't blame them. I mean, their favourite masked wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened. Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the Amazing Ninetales? Ah, a wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. She spoke with a passion that only a fan could appreciate. We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of that prison. What? No! Did you forget that Mayor Tenma is not only Jinxie's father, but our client? Oh yeah. You be careful now. You're defending the most hated mayor in history. I just hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of on a figure 4 leg lock. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. Are there any other new developments we should know? Now that you mention it, our suspect is suffering partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something. He did? What did he say? He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I am under no obligations to speak with you mortals," and other things of that nature. I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered. Too bad you can't go and ask him now, because Prosecutor Blackwell's busy questioning him. I know. Why don't you wait down at the playground with the rest of the kids? Wow, what dick. What now, Apollo? How about regrouping back at the agency? Good idea. We might get some words of wisdom out of Mr. Wright while we're there. Maybe. It's time to leave. Whoa. Oh, it's there. So let's say, where's the agency? Maybe I'll go read over some past cases. And I'll go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you guys? You seem bummed out. How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff and the only way is down. In other words, business as usual, right? Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time, it's like we're bound and gagged, too. Don't forget blindfolded with our ears plugged up. Ooh, and monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough. Hey, Apollo. Oh, and Athena's here, too. Mr. Wright. Hey! How goes the investigation, Apollo? Athena? I think it's safe to say things have gotten hairier than before. Really? What happened? Oh, we can talk to Phoenix. Our defense. I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court. My god, the way he looks, to say the least. He looks kinda gormless. I know, I've never had to defend a yokai before. That business about the locked room was another major hurdle. Yeah, and on top of that, Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice. But at least you figured out how someone could have escaped the Forbidden Chamber. Yeah, well, we just found out that our reasoning may be a tad flawed. Oh, really? Well, that's bad news. How are we going to get out of this one? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Force? A smile? Yeah, my mentor taught me that, back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return to the basics whenever I got stuck. Return to the basics? That's right, always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. The basics. Always believe in your client, huh? You and Athena. So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? I met her during a trip to Europe. Huh? You were in Europe? Why haven't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems over there. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law. I did, but an old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Oh, I guess you were never very far from the courtroom then. It was like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all. I knew she was lawyer material from the moment I met her. I have high hopes for her ability to analyse people's emotions. Oh my god. Oh, it's nothing special. Maybe I've underestimated that analytical psychology of hers. It's just I thought that if my special ability could help defend innocent people... and I have to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. That's when I really started hitting the books hard. I'm still amazed she actually became a lawyer. And at the tender age of 18, no less. Wow, that's almost superhuman. Or personal. Like she's trying to help somebody she knows. Alright. I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. It's like you said, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. And don't forget to return to the basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in my client. Right. Mr. Wright? Yes? I'm going to go visit our client again. I think that's a good idea. Alright, time to see what's new down at the detention centre. I thought it was being questioned. Oh, we moved there automatically. Okay. Although, I know in the show they changed it from when you force your biggest smiles, it's... essentially when you've hit a brick wall, that is when you laugh. It was something like that anyway. Alright, visitor's room. Mayor Tenma, we wanted to talk to you about something. Karshaw? What? So my minions have returned. Apollo, he still thinks he's a yokai. I wonder if we'll ever be able to get to talk to Mayor Tenma again. Silence, peddler of the legal trade. Free me from these imprisoning walls with great haste. Wow, he's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should even be helping him win his freedom. Still, we can't let Mayor Tenma stay possessed, you know what I mean? If you can clear me of these charges, I shall help in whatever manner I may. Now ask of me what you will. I suppose it's worth a shot. I don't like he's doing the hand squeeze thing. Feathers and tracks. Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing? Indeed. The remnants of Tembataro, king of the underworld, they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand. Caw. The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie. What's this? I must breach these walls and go defend my little Jinxie at once. That's... Ah, he changed! Yeah, when the thing on his chest flares up, that's when he's Tenmataro. And when it closes, he goes back to his normal self. Huh? Mayor Tenma? Is that you? Well now. Damien... Oh. Damien appears to still reside within this body. I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine. Be silent now, Damien. I guess a little thing like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman Cuby, did you? I have killed no one. The remnants of my presence have been misconstrued. The murderer is not I. For if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have consumed him, leaving naught but ash. Yikes. So you're saying there must have been somebody else there? Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he'd been clubbed with this statue. I better ask about this too. So what you remembered? Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me. Indeed I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago. Behold, the key to the Forbidden Chamber. Whoa! Is regurgitation one of your demonic powers too? I do not waste my powers on such parlour tricks. Take the key from the killer, did Damien, whereupon he swallowed it. He sought to bar the killer entry to the Forbidden Chamber. So, he wanted to keep it shut tight. But no fingerprint shall you find upon that key. How do you know that? Wait, is that another one of your demonic powers? Foolish mortal, you would have me, Tenmataro, act as some asinine alchemist. I protested the jailer, and my will was done. Quite eagerly, I must add. Always an honour to serve, your malevolence. Guess I'm not the only one he scares the living daylights out of. Can we ask how you use this key? We couldn't find a keyhole anywhere in or around the door. Curse that infernal door. But if I had known its manner of opening, long, long ago would I have made my return. He has a point there. Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works. Okay. So the key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed, no fingerprints could be lifted from it. That seems painful. Why would you want to swallow a key? Wait, he got clubbed with a statue, so... I wonder if this will bring out Damien. I get the feeling he is actually possessed. Yeah, there. Do you recognize this? What, might I ask, is that? This statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tenma over the head with it. It had been wrapped in a large cloth before the alderman's murder. Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes. Something wrapped in just such a cloth, does he recall? A secret gift from Alderman Cuby, it would seem. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it. Maybe the cloth fell or was removed after the mayor was struck. Of that, Damien does not know. A secret gift. Interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it. I should question him about the blackmail letter too. Oh yeah! Let's see what he says when I show it to him. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, blackmail. That's her statement. That's the blackmail letter. Why this? This is that accursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien. Apparently somebody slipped it into the alderman's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tenma's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Lots of cawing again. You have questions, do you? Very well, ask away, mortal. Blackmail letter. There we go. Who placed this in the alderman's pocket? It was not I. Very few were they who knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase. So, whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in its theft and placement in the alderman's pocket. Could it have been his doing? I think I know who he's pointing at. Or pointing toward. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Taro. Did you just remember something? Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter. Damien's aide. Florent Lebel. Well, thankfully we know that it was him because of the anime cutscene. Full knowledge of that briefcase's contents did that aide possess. Then he may be the blackmailer and the murderer we're looking for. That is preposterous. He's a most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien. It seems like Mayor Tenma is a bit too trusting of those around him. Still, this is huge. Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter in the alderman's pocket. Look out, Florent Lebel, here comes justice. Let's go find Mr. Lebel and rake him over the coals. Thanks for the help. You've just given us a major lead. It's highly likely that it was Lebel who took it from the mayor's briefcase. There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. Lebel is the killer, what could have motivated him to open the Forbidden Chamber? We should probably search it for clues. Only one problem. How do you open a locked door that doesn't have a keyhole? Let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help. She's still doing the grabby thing. Where'd Jinxie be? Yokai Lane again? That's the last time we saw her. I guess so. Yokai Lane. Hey, isn't that... Oh god. Wait, she doesn't have the charms on her. You dare imprison me. Jinxie! She's acting really strange. That loathsome no-good nine-tailed fox, he shall know the terror that is mine and despair. You shall pay. Oh, you shall pay dearly. All of you. Jinxie, are you alright? Oh. Is that you, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Morning, Jinxie. Morning? Isn't it already past noon? What am I doing here? Last I remember, I lay down to take a nap back at the manor. Oh no. It must have been the... Oh god. Makura Gaishi. Makura Gaishi? Ever wake after a restless night's sleep to find your pillow in an unusual place? or that you've been sleeping on the floor or in the hallway, well, it's that yokai's fault. The Makuragaishi preys on people while they're asleep. Sounds like you just need to be tucked in really tight. Or maybe a snug sleeping bag. Jinxie, how come you don't have any charms on your forehead? I don't? Oh, they must have fallen off. Without them, evil things can creep into me. I'd say we had a more than adequate demonstration of that just now. I better reapply them. There we go. Jinxie, there's something we wanted to ask you. There was something I wanted to tell you too. I remembered something else. You did? What was it? Oh. Fair enough. What you remember? So, can you tell us what you remembered? Well, after the trial I remembered lots of stuff. But there was one thing I thought was really weird. I'm almost afraid to ask, but here goes. Really? What? It's about the yokai feathers and tracks. They weren't there when I first opened the door. Wait, what? Pardon me. Double pardon me. Are you sure? Uh-huh. My memory's crystal clear now. So you're saying they were left at the crime scene after you found it? This could spell major trouble, Apollo. Why? Because Jinxie is already accused of leaving the feathers and tracks at the scene. Oh, and if it turns out that's actually the case, or more so, if it turns out the feathers and stuff were placed after she found the scene, that only implicates her further. If they weren't there when she discovered the crime scene, it will totally fuel the claim that she fabricated the evidence later on. Ack. Jinxie's fuzzy memory on the whole incident is really working against us. The prosecution will probably say she doesn't remember planting the evidence. Good luck rebutting that. Oh man, this is not good. I sure hope she didn't plant the evidence while she was sleepwalking or something. The Forbidden Chamber. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to know how to open the Forbidden Chamber, would you? That door doesn't even have a keyhole. Well, it's supposed to have a secret mechanism. They say you have to figure it out before the keyhole will appear. A secret mechanism? Really? Uh-huh. It's hidden in the Fox Chamber. But only Alderman Cubine knew what it was, and how it worked. The Alderman of Ninetailsville sure loved his secrets. Apollo, let's go see if we can find that secret mechanism. Oh, slow down. There's something else I need to ask about. Jinxie, is there only one key to the Forbidden Chamber? Uh-huh. Even the Manor's Master Key won't open it. That's because it's a very special room that must never be opened. Guess that means nobody entered the Forbidden Chamber after the murder. After all, we know Mayor Tenma took the key from the killer and swallowed it, so the Mayor's efforts to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber were kind of pointless. Ah, we're not in vain. Alright. There's only one of its kind. I'm confused. Because the Forbidden Chamber was opened regardless. Like, it was open anyway. It was opened. Wait, how was it sealed? I'm trying to remember the cutscene that happened at the beginning of the case. I just remember the night-night Alderman, sweet dreams, and they get stabbed. But I don't recall him ever actually opening the Forbidden Chamber. He took off the seal. Was that all he did? It can't have only been the seal that kept Tenmataro there. That'd be a bit crazy. Okay, do you recognize this? Alderman Cubie made that statue. It's a token of goodwill. I think it was meant to be for Ninetailsville and Tenma Town. A token of goodwill. But the two yokai are fighting. Fighting? Oh, I see what you mean. The cup portion is missing. Wait. This statue. Oh! Originally depicted the two yokai holding up a cup in celebration. But it sure doesn't look that way now, does it? Maybe it broke when it was used to hit Mayor Tenma on the head. That would explain it. I guess the only two people who knew what it really looked like were the alderman and I. Now it's just me, but its symbol of goodwill will be forever etched in my mind. Okay. So it originally had a cup there. Obviously must have broken off after it was used to bludgeon. What's his face? So, is there anything else we should know about Jinxie? No. That's about it. Whoa. Okay, never mind. Ah, my bracelet. It's reacting. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to be... In Justice We Trust. Yikes. A ghost! Detective Fulbright, what are you doing here? I have business with this young lady, if you must know. Prosecutor Blackwell has asked me to question her. Question me? Sorry, not interested. Are you here to ask about that whole yokai affair? That's right. Specifically, we want to ask... Ah, but I can't tell you that now, can I? Oh, come on, please. We're partners in justice, remember? Oh, right. No. Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me my questions were of the utmost justice. I will not fall for your lies. In justice we trust. The Twisted Samurai sure has him on a short leash. So you're not a ghost? Maybe some sort of urban troll then. Now come along, Miss Tenma. To the station with you. Oh. He took her away. Missed my chance to see what she was lying about. Well, at least we found out there's a secret mechanism for opening the chamber. Let's go check it out. I just hope they let us in now. Yes, I do too. Wait, why are we in the garden? Oh god, he has a different coloured hair! Ah, it's Le Belle End. Oh, what an absolutely fabulous scent. I'm so glad I had these carnations imported from England. Nothing but the finest will do. Perhaps I should place one aside for our dearly departed alderman. Hey, it's Mr. Belle End. Apollo, let's ask him about you-know-what. Oh yeah, before we search the Fox Chamber, we should ask about the blackmail letter. Why, if it isn't the Mayor's little lawyers. What do you want with me? Oh, there's something we wanted to ask. What the hell? Where's that ringing coming from? You'll have to excuse me. Oh, what the... What the hell? Hello, Lavelle here. What the... Those things on his shoulders are cell phones? Yes, about that. You must forgive me. This whole matter with Mayor Tenma has been a complete nightmare. Where do you buy clothes like that? Surprised? This is my own special design. It's the ultimate in functional beauty. I don't like how he keeps playing with his flower. Just looked very odd. Functional beauty. Are you sure about that? Looks a bit unwieldy to me. Ah, great. You simply don't have an eye for beauty. If having an eye for beauty means looking like this guy, I'd rather be blind. So, what do you want with me? Oh, there we go, we can actually talk to him. Sheesh. Did you see Tenmataro? Both Jinxie and Mr. Filch said they saw Tenmataro. But what about you, Mr. Bell? Or Mr. LaBelle? If you were in the foyer, why didn't you see... God, I hate this guy so much. Very well, I admit it. That's right, I, Florent LaBelle, saw the demon Tenmataro. So he did see something. Then why did you lie about not seeing him? I was simply trying to protect dear little Jinxie. Protect Jinxie? What do you mean? Why, don't tell me you haven't heard of that strange little habit of hers. Which one are we talking about? The one where she wanders around making mischief without knowing what she's doing. Rumor has it she's possessed by Tenmataro. That one's new to me. Well, there you have it. Anytime you hear about a Tenmataro sighting, little Jinxie should be your prime suspect. Tell us more about that rumor. Oh, rumor about Jinxie. So, what was that rumor about Jinxie? They say she's possessed. Not all the time, of course. It hits suddenly, then she starts wandering around doing strange things. Is that so? Although, come to think of it, that loathsome no-good nine-tailed fox, he shall know the terror that is mine and despair. That certainly would explain how she was acting earlier. Once, she even put on a Tenmataro costume and wandered around the woods at night. She did? What the? That's a pretty sweet looking costume. Ugh, I wish I'd never asked. Does she remember anything while she's possessed? Unfortunately, no. She doesn't seem to remember a thing during these episodes. Memory loss during possession. Come to think of it, her memory of the murder scene was quite fuzzy. I suppose that too was caused by her possession. Then maybe... So you do understand. That whole yokai business was entirely of her own making. Now wait a minute. Although, that yokai evidence wasn't there until after she discovered the crime scene. Did she leave those black feathers and strange tracks there herself? Apollo, let's ask Mayor Tenma about Jinxie's episodes the next time we talk with him. Guess we'll have to. So, LaBelle, what do you know about this? What is that? It's the blackmail letter, but it wasn't sent to Alderman Curie. It was sent to Mayor Tenma. And? Your point being? Someone took the letter from the mayor's briefcase, and then placed it in the alderman's pocket after he was murdered. Oh, you don't say. You wouldn't happen to be the one who made the switch, would you? After all, you're the only one who knew that the blackmail letter was in his briefcase. So naturally, you... Perhaps that shot of cologne will make those scales fall from your eyes. Or my eyes fall from their sockets. Is it possible that you would like to frame me as a potential suspect? What would make you raise such an outrageous allegation in the first place? Oh, well... I just don't like the look of you. My only crime is being born as beautiful as you see here. You don't look beautiful, you look ridiculous. In other words, you have nothing. Oh. Now let me show you what to do with this garbage. You can't destroy evidence like that. What do you mean I can't? I just did. Feel a little lighter now? You've just won a one-way trip to the top of my most annoying people ever list, buddy. Are we done with your silly questions now? I'm a very busy man, you know. I guess that's it for now. Oh. Hello, LaBelle speaking. Really? You wish to carry my new product at your store? Oh, but I'm afraid it's my own private brand. It's not available to the public. What? Then I should advertise it on TV, but I don't understand. As the embodiment of beauty, it is my duty to announce my good looks to the world. Stop the bus, I'm getting off. Oh. Everyone wants my exclusive Je suis LaBelle brand products. It's the crown jewel of my collection, born of my long, relentless pursuit of beauty. And now that it's become so popular, it's been an absolute nightmare. You don't say? Well, they can't have it. It's just for me. It's not meant for you peasants. Peasants? This is my latest product. I'm calling it Colour Me Labelle. A dazzling hair colour that you can wash out with just water. Guess that means you can't sweat. I have 7 colours in all. You can find out more in my commercials and magazine ads. Yet it's not available to the public. Great sales strategy there, genius. Come to think of it, Mr. Labelle, your hair colour's changed since the last time we met. The little lady has quite the discerning eye. Here's a little sample. Consider it a gift for one who truly appreciates beauty. Oh, Apollo, what should I do? Better take it before you get a face full of cologne. Good point. Wow, thanks, Mr. Labelle. Okay. Let's head over to the Fox Chamber. We still gotta find the secret mechanism for opening the the Forbidden Chamber. Bye-bye, Bellend. God, he's such an annoying character. Fox Chamber. Okay, let's find that secret mechanism for opening the Forbidden Chamber. Ooh, this is exciting. I can't wait to see how it works. But do you really think the killer entered the Forbidden Chamber? We'll just have to open it and find out. We should also see if there was anywhere the killer could have hid in this room. Okay, let's get started. What? I have no idea what that is. Something, Apollo, something. Time to examine, I suppose. Yeah, sure. Still no keyhole, huh? Yeah, and the door won't budge, just like those spiky bangs of yours. Well, all it takes is some water, but I don't think that would work on the door. Oh, I know! I'll break it down with a body slam. I seriously doubt you could do that. How do you know if you haven't even tried? Well, if I haven't even tried. No, wait, don't! As much as you hate losing, Athena, I think the door would win this match. I was wondering, what if it's to do with the statues? Oh, they hold a little, like, torch, too. Or the light bulbs. They're a lamp. There's a carving of the now-tailed fox over the door, and statues of him on either side. The way those two statues are glaring, it's like they're guarding the door from us. Come to think of it, there are 2 foxes on the folding screen as well. It can't be a coincidence, can it? Hey, the statue moves. Don't get carried away now. I mean, who knows? It might trigger a trap. I can handle it. If a spear comes shooting my way, I'll snatch it out of the air. After all, I have the reflexes of a regular karate kid. I guess if you can catch something that fast out of mid-air, you can accomplish anything. Still. There might be something to the fact that these fox statues rotate. Maybe there's something around here that shows the position they should be in. I would assume they are, like, the mechanism. What about the table? Maybe the killer hid under this table. There would be a terrible hiding place. The alderman's body would have been right above. Maybe you're right. Guess the underside is a bit... Wait, there's something under the table. Let's check it out. Wait. Wait, where? Oh, that's clever. I was not expecting that to happen. What is that, a paddle? Wait, that's the cup. That's the cup from the statue. Hey look, there's something down here. It looks like a piece of something. Only question is, a piece of what? Oh, I know. It might be a piece of this statue. Remember what Jinxie said? Right. The statue originally depicted two yokai holding up a cup. It was a symbol of goodwill. So this piece broke off and rolled under the table. Yeah, there we go. So there's stuff on the folding screen. Oh! One's facing to the left and to the right. Two foxes standing back to back are depicted on this elegant folding screen. Could this have something to do with the keyhole? Wait a minute. Two foxes. There are two fox statues in front of the Forbidden Chamber, as well. Maybe the keyhole will appear if we do something to this folding screen. I don't see anything unusual about it. Well, it does have two foxes on it, and there are two fox statues in front of the door. And maybe there's a clue somewhere in this room. Right, okay. Let's turn this whole place upside down. She's as excited as a kid in a candy store. Well, I can't think of anywhere else to look. You find anything, Apollo? We'll never find the keyhole to the Forbidden Chamber at this rate. There's something about that folding screen. You know how those fox statues in front of the Forbidden Chamber move? That screen might be a clue as to how we're supposed to position them or something. Hey, I bet you're right. Let's go over to that screen with a fine-tooth comb. Oh, okay. In which case we have to examine. Do I go this side? Oh. So on closer inspection, I think there's more to this screen than meets the eye. Let's check every last inch of it. To slide the screen to rotate the folding screen. Wait a minute. The door is on the right hand side of the one on the right. They're meant to be facing each other. Oh, okay. We can also tap on something of interest to inspect it further. We can also zoom in and out to get a better look. Now let's check every last inch of it. I thought as much. Right. So they're the two keyholes, and that's the keys. I thought there was only one key though. It's a picture of a key. That shape looks awfully familiar. Oh, I know. It's shaped like the Forbidden Chamber's key. We're definitely getting warmer. Okay, let's take an even closer look. What's this? Looks like a keyhole. Or something. You think it could be the keyhole to the Forbidden Chamber? Wait, what about that key drawn on the end of the screen? You think the two are related? A key and a keyhole. Oh, I just got an idea. If we fold the screen up just right, the key and keyhole should overlap. Yeah, I think you're right. Ah. So let's give it a try. I figured as much. I was right! I was like, they just have to be looking towards each other. Look, a door! Yeah, and it's open too. The two foxes are now facing each other, so... Hey, what if we made those fox statues face each other? Apollo? Let's go check out those the two statues. Easy enough. Okay, help me with the two statues so they face each other, just like on the screen. Wow, if it was that easy. Look! A lock appeared. Now we can use that key. Okay, here goes nothing. Yeah, we did it. It worked. Time to see why this chamber's so forbidden. What secrets could it hold, I wonder? I have a feeling this place is going to be very dark. Creak thud. The doors need some serious oil. That was like nails on a chalkboard. Oh right. Forgot about these super good ears of yours. Those. Really? Look, more feathers. Could they have made it more obvious? What the hell? Oh god. What the heck is that? Is that a Tenmataro statue? But there's something odd about it. Ugh, all I know is I don't like it, but I can't explain why. You okay, Athena? You look kinda pale. You're not scared, are you? What, of this thing? Don't make me laugh. Really? Hey, look! What is it? Over there on the left, there's a bunch of staffs on that rock. Oh. There's where the staff was. They kinda look like the staff we saw earlier. You mean the one that Jinxie said she saw Tenmataro carrying? Yeah, I bet our Tenmataro impersonator really did come in here at some point. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's search the place. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to assume that is the Je suis la belle. So, Belinda's been here. What's this? Whatever it is, the packaging is really gaudy. And the fact that there's no dust on it means it hasn't been here very long. Oh, it's hand cream. Let's see what brand it is. Je suis la belle? La belle? What the? But then, wouldn't that mean Mr. LaBelle was here? I guess so, but why? Well, whoever was dressed up like Tenmataro must have taken a staff from here in the Forbidden Chamber. And that same person probably dropped this hand cream at that time. In other words, the Tenmataro impersonator we're looking for is none other than... LaBelle. Florent LaBelle. Ah. Right, this might be a big break for us in court tomorrow. Now all we have to do is get the truth out of Mayor Tenma. Right, so what else? There's this, that's where the staff's missing. Yeah, there's a bunch of staves here. It looks like one's missing. Tenmataro Jinxie saw must have taken it. I'd have to agree. These look like the one Detective Fulbright showed us. Why do you think there are so many here? Maybe they're spares. Tenmataro might be, you know, absent-minded or something. But the fact that he has spare staves handy, well... it shows that he's aware of his faults and is trying to deal with them. Or at least that's my take on it. Maybe this will remind her to deal with her own faults. But I won't hold my breath. Okay, so I can examine the statue. Pretty creepy. Whoa, that's one big statue. Must be something like 15 feet tall. And look! This Tenmataro has a staff. But the Tenmataro in the scroll didn't have one. I wonder why. I feel like this could be significant, but why? Let's take a closer look. I would rather not. First, to go around this table here. Apollo, are you sure that's a good idea? Hey, it looks like there's some sort of compartment in the base of the statue. Don't open it. Who knows what might be in there? Oh god, that was loud. It's just a big empty compartment. And from all the dust and cobwebs, I'd say it hasn't been opened in a really long time. That's enough, Apollo. Let's shut it and... Wait, there is something in here. What the hell is that? Looks like some sort of figure, but it's so dusty I can't tell what it's supposed to be. I wonder what it's doing here. A figure that had been left inside the Tomataro statue. A thick layer of dust and dirt suggests it had been there for some time. And finally, I think, the scroll. Oh, what's that? Oh. It says here something... Tenmataro, something being imprisoned. Sure. Looks like a gravestone or something. It reads, "Here lies Tenmataro, age 80. Cause of death, choked on a chicken bone." Say it ain't so. Besides, that sounds more like an autopsy report than an epitaph. Or epitaph, if you ask me. Wait, you're joking around because you're scared. It's your coping mechanism. I'm not scared. Freakout Central, right here, baby. Cut it out, widget. Denial is strong in this one. No, I wanted to know what it said, but whatever. Looks like an old scroll, and there's something drawn on it. Unless I'm mistaken, it looks like an old guy. Some sort of monk, maybe? A monk? What are you talking about? You know, people that take walks in the mountains as a form of spiritual training. Wouldn't that just be a hiker? The guy in this picture doesn't look like he's doing this for fun, Athena. Oh look! There's some yellow thing strapped on his back. Whoa. It's turning into Tenmataro. What's this scroll getting at? Is this how Tenmataro was born? From a yellow stone. Well, whatever it is, it's definitely creepy. What else is there? Look at that. That's just a what? Oh! Oh, there's a vent. Oh look, there's an air vent here too. I guess even forbidden chambers need proper ventilation. But I don't think anyone could reach this one either. Yeah, and there's nothing to stand on around here. I wonder where this vent leads. Well, the Fox Chambers vent didn't branch this way, so maybe it doesn't have anything to do with this case after all. Guess that about wraps it up. What now? We should probably talk to some of the witnesses again. You mean like Mr. Filch and Jinxie? Yeah, I really want to ask Mr. Filch about the village superstitions and Tenmataro. Okay, Filch. He'd be in the foyer, I guess. What's he gonna steal this time? It's the curse of Tenmataro. Ah! I knew it! I was gonna say, I wonder when Widget's gonna disappear. You outsiders are ignoring them superstitions at our peril. Mind your own business, will ya? Ah! Oh, he took the bracelet. Oh god, that looked weird. Yeah, when he searches through his inner jacket pocket, he clips through Widget. So clearly they didn't change the animation for when Widget was around his neck. What's all this about a curse? Tenmataro's gonna curse us all. Let's just stop sticking your nose where it don't belong. Stop the investigation. Listen to what them superstitions say. Right, How about obeying the law before you go obeying the superstitions? Huh? Hey, what are you doing with Widget around your neck? He's mine. You know better than to go around stealing people's stuff like that. The same goes for my bracelet. Sorry. I promise I won't do it again. Wait for that look. Where's the look? Oh. I was waiting for the little, like, the wink sort of thing. He almost kidnapped my sweet little widget. The big jerk. I'm sorry. There it is. That just looks painful. Like one way to crunch your neck in several different places. I guess you can't teach an old raccoon dog new tricks. As long as we have him here, I guess we should ask him about what happened. Alright, Filch. Stealing! I can't believe you did that. It's one thing to steal a pair of shoes, but to steal widget? Yipes! Mercy, mercy! I can't seem to control myself. It's that thieving blood running in my veins. Thieving blood? What's that supposed to mean? Glad you asked. The infamous bandit, Azuki Kozo, was my grandpappy. Take a gander at this. What exactly am I looking at? Looks like another one of those yokai to me. It's none other than the Azuki Kozo, robbed from the rich to give to the poor, he did. And he'd leave one of these figures at the scene of the crime. What's more, I'm his grandson, because he was my grandpappy. Wow, you don't say! Thieves' honour, it's the honest truth. Okay. The sloshing sound of Azuki beans scrapping together in the dead of night. It's the magical sound of dirty money getting washed clean for giving out to the poor. I'm Azuki Kozo, washer of money, giver outer of wealth, reborn. Forget the money, you should be washing yourself of this nasty habit. Wait a second. This figure looks familiar. Yeah, it looks just like that old dusty figure we found in the Forbidden Chamber. So that's what it is, it's an Azuki Kozo figure. Apparently it's something a certain thief leaves at the scene of the crime. Or scene of a theft. Hey! What are you doing with that there figure? Oh, this? We found it in the Forbidden Chamber. Looks like it had been there practically forever. Could mean my grandpappy broke into the Forbidden Chamber way back. Yeah, that reminds me. He once told me there's treasure in that there chamber. Treasure? What do you know about the treasure in the Forbidden Chamber? Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. There's something amazing in there? Didn't see anything like that, though. Your grandfather didn't by chance already steal it, did he? Seeing how there was one of his figures in there, that just might be. That's Grandpappy for you. Bet he washed that treasure up real good before handing it out to the poor. Oh, of course. Because he was so righteous. So Temataro's sighting. In court you mentioned seeing Temataro near the scene of the crime. Sorry I didn't come clean right away. But them superstitions got the better of me. The people of Ninetales Vale sure seem like a superstitious bunch. I'm not surprised you wouldn't want to talk about seeing Tenmataro. Darn right. Them superstitions scare me out of my wits, I tell ya. That's why I'm gonna do exactly what they say from now on. So, you plan on staying here in Ninetales Vale? Yep. I'm gonna keep living right here and keep with the old ways, just like Grandpappy did. Them superstitions are like a rulebook to me. Wait. So you're saying you actually believe in those old wives' tales? Ain't you been listening to a word I said? You're going to do exactly what them superstitions say. And I say that's baloney. Oh, because he looked at Tenmataro. Where is the bloody rulebook? There it is. Yeah, there we go. For one, he broke two of them. Don't tell others if you see him, and don't gaze upon him. So, baloney! Baloney sauce. It's clearly written here. No, written right here. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Ah. So according to this, you shouldn't even be here, let alone talking with us. Oh, because he broke the rules. You said you plan on staying right here in Ninetales Vale. But if you really believed in the superstitions, you would have been long gone by now. I know you've been lying to me. Time to come clean, Mr. Filch. Yipes! Ba-bum. Ba-bum. I mean, I was on the right path, I just didn't click. You were lying about believing in the superstitions, weren't you? Sorry, but I didn't have no choice. So what was the real reason why you couldn't talk about seeing Temataro? It's all that pretty boy's fault, Mr. LaBelle, if you know what I mean. He told me not to say a word about seeing Temataro. Said if I did, he'd do to me what them superstitions said would happen. So it was Mr. LaBelle who muzzled you. Why would Mr. LaBelle want to scare you into silence? Mr. LaBelle was trying to protect that little maid girl. It was on account of that rumour, the one about her being possessed. That rumour again. I guess we really do have to talk to Mayor Tenma about the possession rumour. Ouch. Hey, watch it. Is that the bracelet again? Oh! Village superstition stolen by Phineas Filch. I'll be taking this back now. Kinda like family to me. You could have just asked instead of stealing it. Was that all we wanted to ask, Mr. Filch? Yeah, I think that was it. Let's go see Mr. Temataro one more time. Just thinking about dealing with that yokai again makes me want to say pass. I thought that said puss for a second then. That's not an appropriate time to be saying that. Okay, detention sensor. Wait, where's Jinxie? I'm not sure. Lord Tenma, your attorneys are here to see you, your malevolence. Oh, it's not actually Temataro for once. Why are you speaking like that? Oh, Mayor Tenma, you've returned. Yes, well, Jinxie came by earlier to apply a new charm to my head. Oh. It seems to be suppressing the demon within me. That's a relief. Maybe we'll actually get somewhere this time. So what can I do for you today? We'd like to ask about the rumour that Jinxie is possessed. Ah. She allegedly left the yokai evidence at the scene while under a demon's power. At least, that's what the prosecution is going to claim at tomorrow's trial. Uh-oh. Huh? Of course. Caw. No match is this warding charm for me. The charm! Timataro's back. Those foolish mortals, they shall regret blaming that child for my doings. God, I can't read! I mean, I read that perfectly, but I did not see doings. For some reason, I saw dongs. Blame me for my dongs. Ah, I blew it. That question brought that yokai back. He probably won't drop the act until Jinxie's name is cleared either. Alright, well, we'll see. So, a rumour about Jinxie. Would like to ask you something about your aide, Florent... Or something your aide, Florent LaBelle mentioned. Did you know that Jinxie is rumoured to be possessed? I know not of what you speak. You're not trying to protect Jinxie, are you? I, Tenmataro, the demon lord of the yokai, protect a mere mortal. No affections do I possess for your race of humans. Please, we already proved there was a third party disguised as a yokai at the scene. But if you deny that tomorrow, we'll never be able to clear Mayor Tenma's name. But I have already told you, I know not of what you speak. I don't think we'll get anything more out of him. It's all over unless we can somehow prove that Jinxie didn't plant that yokai evidence. Hey, Apollo. I think I've got this one. I think I can prove that she didn't do it. Really? Sure. I should be able to use psychology to explain that whole possession thing. Knock yourself out then. Wow, Athena's really something. Really count on her when it counts. Oh, there we go. The real story. Mayor Tenma, Jinxie isn't possessed. I believe her so-called possession episodes are a form of... somnambulism. Somnambulism? You mean sleepwalking? Yes, I believe she is exhibiting a rare form of the disorder. It's usually brought on by repressed stress. Mr. Mayor, didn't her symptoms start soon after she began her job in Ninetales Vale? And the child visited last. she did speak of dreading yokai and how they rob her of sleep each night. I knew it. That lack of sleep is causing her to enter an unconscious state. And that means she can't be trying to protect you, at least not on a conscious level. So then the Tenmataro that was spotted at the manor wasn't Jinxie. Sleepwalking, eh? That would indeed explain the matter. Look, Tenmataro spirit. It's left the mayor's body. For now. Can you tell us the truth now, Mayor Tenma? Very well. It's the least I could do for a superb exorcist such as you. Feathers and tracks. Mayor Tenma, you didn't leave those feathers and tracks at the scene, did you? I did not. Neither I nor Jinxie have anything to do with that. That was the killer's doing, no doubt. I knew it! You suspect Florent is behind all this. But why? Did he really want Ninetales Vale that badly? Can you think of any reason why? Looking back, he did seem fixated on Tenmataro for a spell. Could it be? Wait. Perhaps he was attempting to release Tenmataro. That's crazy. Are you saying that yokai is real? Whatever the case, Tenmataro brings nothing but pain and misfortune. It's as the superstitions warn. You must not gaze upon him nor free him from his prison. But how can people actually believe that? Well, at least we know who's behind this whole Tenmataro thing now. Yeah, and I think we need to have another nice long chat with Mr. LaBelle. Your dinner is ready, Your Malevolence. Ah, an offering to the Demon King. You may place it right there. Oh my god. The kitchen crew poured their heart and soul into making it. Did they know? Souls have to be a favourite of mine. Just hold the hearts next time. What the fuck? Yes, Your Malevolence. I'll remember that. How long is he planning to keep up this yokai charade? Well, we've already talked to Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma, so... why don't we go see Florent LaBelle next, now that we know the truth? He won't be able to claim that Tenmataro was Jinxie or the mayor anymore. But the real question is, how are we going to get him to admit it was him? Oh, we'll think of something. Oh, it moved us automatically. Oh no, his hair's purple. Kind of. It's not blue like it was before. Okay, now let's practice that again, Filchy, from the top. Mr. LaBelle was in the foyer at the time of the crime. And when we, heard a scream, ah, heck. What was the next part again? Yeah. Oh, he collapsed. You have the memory capacity of a flea. This is the 30th time, you know. Now 100 times more and we're done. What on earth are they practicing? His testimony, I guess. Oh, I ain't cut out for this. Oopsie daisy. Oh, begging your pardon, Mr. LaBelle, sir. It's just all this practice, yipes. Wait, what did he steal? It was that chain, I think. Unbelievable. What if you had sullied my outfit with those grubby paws of yours? Did Filch LaBelle's wallet just now? So, what do you think they're up to this time, Apollo? Oh, it's you two. Eavesdropping, are we? Pfft, you peasants are so tacky. Well, what do you want with me? Your confession to being the Tenmataro imposter would be nice right about now. Taro's true identity. Mr. Filch filled me in on a conversation you two had. And about how you told him not to say a word about seeing Tenmataro. Filchy, you fool! I told you nothing good would come of you running your mouth. So, why did you want to keep Mr. Filch quiet like that, Mr. LaBelle? Why, to protect darling little Jinxie, of course. But Jinxie was never really possessed. She was sleepwalking. Being asleep at the time, she couldn't have been consciously trying to protect the mayor. That also means she couldn't have possibly been Tenmataro. Interesting. But where are you going with this? Since you ask so politely, I believe you have a different reason for trying to keep Mr. Filch quiet. That reason would be to deflect doubt away from the one who was really Tenmataro. Now this is getting interesting. Are you insinuating that I'm Tenmataro? So sorry to disappoint, but I'm nothing of the sort. That's right, Mr. LaBelle even told me Tenmataro was a jinx, so why would he? Oh my god. I said Tenmataro was jinxy, you fool. Honestly, you have the memory capacity of a flea. Practice it 100 times more. Hey Ark, how's it going? Yipes! So, have you been called to testify tomorrow? Yes, and I'm so looking forward to my courtroom debut. But you'll just have to wait until then. Oh, I'll be waiting. With a special piece of evidence I've been saving just for you. Filchy, wake up, you lazy bones. What? Was I sleeping? Must have been that sweet cologne of yours, Mr. LaBelle. Made me right sleepy, it did. Well, it's time for your lesson on what to do and say tomorrow. Oh, I'm begging you. Not another lesson. I ain't cut out for this thinking and remembering stuff. Jesus Christ. Right up the schnozzler. Or schnozzola. Keep quiet and do exactly as I say. No, please. Anything but another lesson. Poor Filchy. So there they go. Yes, you do. LaBelle is definitely weird. Most characters in the Ace Attorney games are fairly strange. Missed our chance to get the truth out of him. Yeah, but we'll get the proof we need in court tomorrow, one way or another. All that's left now is that lie Jinxie told. We'd better go clear that up before tomorrow. You think they're done questioning Jinxie? The cologne is something. No. It's just a cologne. Maybe. Let's see if she's over Yokai Lane. Oh, over on Yokai Lane shopping for more charms. April 18th. Oh, she's sleepwalking again. The cursed nine-tailed fox. Time for settling the scar is nigh. My grudge has but festered over time. At last, vengeance will be mine. She must be possessed. Sleepwalking again. Maybe if I speak softly I won't startle her and get the charm planted on her forehead. Oh, on my forehead. Psst. Jinxie. Huh? Hey! Hello, Mr. Demon Lawyer. My charms must have fallen off again. Guess I can avoid a charm slap by toning down my cords of steel. Are they done questioning you, Jinxie? Uh-huh. On my way back, I stopped here to buy a new charm that was just released. Yeah, which one? Oh, the one with the nine-tailed fox and Tenmataro. It shows them dancing together. Really? Two bitter rivals dancing together. Uh-huh. It's a charm for rebuilding burnt bridges. Oh, right. For the municipal murder issue. No, it's for the demon lawyer and the insomniac prosecutor. It'll stop you two from fighting like you did in court this morning. We weren't fighting. It was just a spirited debate. It's what we lawyers... No fighting. Charm slapped again. Apollo, if you're done playing around, let's find out what she was lying about. Good idea. What you remember? So Jinx, it seems like you're starting to remember things. Oops. You already said the feathers and tracks weren't there when you discovered the crime. Have you remembered anything else that seems important? Like what? Tell us what you saw that day. Maybe you'll remember something else this time. When I opened the door, Papa and Alderman Cuby were collapsed in the fox chamber. That's when Papa told me to call an ambulance and the police. That's all he said before he passed out? In the chair? Oh. I knew it. She's holding something back. Time to perceive. Oh god, where the hell do I look? The face? Whoa, I don't want to be looking at her chest. Sheesh. Oh god, no. No. I clicked perceive by accident. Is it her hand? Oh no, that's the charm that's shaking. I wonder which hand it'd be. Maybe it was that. Listen again. Oh, it was that! I thought I was just seeing something. Jeez. There we go. Boom. Gotcha! Oh dear, that was loud. Sheesh. You were very nervous when you said that's all he said, weren't you? I know, because I saw your fingers move as if you were going to slap someone with a charm. Huh? Listen to me, Jinxie. This is very important. Did Mayor Tenma say anything else to you? It was nothing. He was just talking in his sleep. Talking in his sleep? So you admit that he did say something else? Oh! Damn, we broke up late. How could you tell? Only a demon could have such powers. I guess we are a demon then. Like, tell us the truth. Ba-boom! Very nice. What you remember? Like I said, he was just talking in his sleep. I mean, why else would Papa say something like that? Could you be a little more specific? Before he fainted... Oh, Jesus. He said... Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed Alderman QB. Wait. He said what? That doesn't help our case. The mayor actually confessed to the crime? But he didn't mean it. He couldn't possibly have known what he was saying. He was probably possessed, or maybe he was in the middle of a nightmare. A nightmare? No, this is a nightmare. This is one statement I wish I'd never heard. What in the world are we going to do now? Oh god. Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. So our only choice now. Right, just believe in my client, even if all I can see ahead is darkness and despair. Jinxie, does Prosecutor Blackwell know about your father's confession? I didn't mention it when he was questioning me. I mean, there's no way Papa's the killer. Well, that's good at least. Why would the mayor confess like that? Could he really have been dreaming, or simply delirious? Who knows? But I sure feel like I'm living in a nightmare right now. Apollo, what are we going to do about tomorrow's trial? The crime scene was locked tight until Jinxie arrived. And our clients even confessed. Not only that, Jinxie has been accused of planting the yokai evidence. Both the mayor and Jinxie are going to prison if we don't do something. I know. Well, let's see here. Our lack of a third party in the locked room is a major problem. Jinxie has testified that when she first opened the door, Alderman QB and Mayor Tenma were the only people she saw in the Fox chamber. But the real killer must have been hiding in there as well. Considering the room was locked tight, that's the only logical explanation. Our mystery person must have then fled the Fox chamber when it was opened. And that's when Jinxie saw what she thought was Tenma Taro. I can only think the only place they could hide would be behind the screen. I didn't see if I missed anything. Oh, she just said, but... Papa and the Alderman were the only people there. The folding screen. Maybe. But if she walked in, she'd see someone behind it, surely. I don't know. That's the only place I could think you could hide behind. I didn't see anyone else. What's going on here? LaBelle's extremely pale, but he's far from transparent. So just how did he hide himself at the scene of the crime? Whatever it takes in court tomorrow, Apollo. We have to take down that dirty, rotten Tenma Taro Florent LaBelle. Right. We'll get him with a legal exorcism, justice style. To be continued. Alright, it's time for the final part. At least of this case. Right, save. Over that one. Yeah. Basically. Right. Yeah, we're on trial day 2. This is not going to take 4 hours like it did the first session I did of this trial. Case. Which means, I mean, it's been an hour and 25 minutes. This second trial is probably going to take about an hour, if I had to put a time on it. Which means, the case in total was 6.5 hours. I still can't believe the first just to get to the halfway point of the case took 4 hours. That was ridiculous, and my throat really hurt by the end of it. Courtroom number 4. I fucking love this scene. Day 2, court is now in session. All rise. Oh, I can see fucking Blackwell. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice defense team leader is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. I have no idea how you say that. Je suis something. Prêt. Was it pray? As chipper as ever, I see, and in French no less. And the prosecution? Oh, he's got his things back together. I mean, to be fair, we're under the assumption he wasn't in his suit. That he was dressed up as the Tenmataro, which is black, so it would have blended in a bit. I still think just hiding behind a folding screen would have been enough. Because if Jinxie went into that room, she would have instantly seen her father, injured, and ran straight to him. That would have been her main focus. She wouldn't look around the room. I'm also very glad to see that he's back in chains, and they're not broken. Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide steadier shackles today. There'll be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. You probably realise how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game of Simon Says. Yeah, His Honour has to fight to defend His Honour today. Your baldness? Basically when we counted a bunch of Blackwell's points, he slammed the desk so hard his shackles broke. And obviously he's a convicted criminal. He's a murderer. But he's also a prosecutor. It's really quite cool, to be honest. Your baldness? It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Not again. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was a look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court. Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? Oh my god, again. I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Probably not, but it is funny. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Cuby, was the Amazing Ninetails. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetails was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Cuby's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. The only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks? Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Yeah, of course. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the mayor's... the manor's maid. Jinxie Tenma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? I would indeed. For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenmataro farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep Labelle. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Oh, of course, it's Filch again. Shite. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today. I've been known for my hasty retreat since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine. Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip. Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Yipes. Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place. I think I need to sneeze. Ugh. Or not. Damn it! Oh, it was one of those that you're just about to sneeze and it disappears. Oh, it's the worst. No, please, I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running. Your statement, now. Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may be a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give-up-easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime. Alright. The yokai is Jinxie. Tenmataro's really that little maid gal. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenmataro I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. Well, usually the way the Ace Attorney games work is you have one of the Payne people, or one of the Payne family, as like the introductory prosecutor, and then you have one prosecutor for the rest of the game. So for the rest of the game, it's probably going to be Simon Blackwell. But there is a DLC case, and I don't think... I called him Simon. I don't think it's Simon. Either way, it's going to be Blackwell for the rest of the cases of the game. But with the DLC case, I don't know if Blackwell's in that, or if it's going to be somebody else, like, I don't know, Edgeworth, maybe? If it's Edgeworth, that'd be fucking awesome, but I honestly don't have a clue. So bet you she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was going to use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation, I just know it. So, Tenmataro was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along? You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her. Feigning height is but an easy thing. I like how even the bird's shocked when he does that. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tenmataro impersonator was walking on their knees? Weren't no knee walking. I seen it myself. Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are naught but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlour variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Ho ho ho! Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are no doubt partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, time to press. Although I already know what I need to present. I just like to press to get additional dialogue. Ain't no doubt about it. Mr. Filch, you and Mr. Labelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you deny the so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court? Oops. No, you got it all wrong. Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was? Oh, it was... what was it again? Yikes. Oh no, I remember. Math. You know, numbers and stuff. He's completely under Blackwell's control, too. Anyway, that Tenmataro was that little maid gal, so what's the difference? Hold it! So I take it you got a good look at how tall the Tenmataro impersonator was? You betcha. I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table. Natch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are, and how much money they have. I size them real good before I relieve them of their valuables. He just admitted to being a pickpocket right here in court. Does the witness hold that this Tenmataro into the foyer? Damn right I do. Wow. Completely glossed over the fact he's a pickpocket. Right, okay. It's not this one, it's when he mentions the Forbidden Chamber's key. Well, you're not going to brush it all off by claiming the Pope was short. Must have hit a raw nerve, because you ain't that tall yourself. Oh, that's good. Look who's talking, Mr. I've got to stand on a box just to testify. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't you say the Tenmataro you saw had a staff? Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, because it went a jingle and a jangle. Where do you suppose that staff came from? The staff, you say? Well, there we go. That's an impossibility. For one, I don't think she knew... I don't think she knows of the puzzle for the lock, and for two, she wouldn't have had access to the key. Because there's only one, and it was swallowed by... Mayor Tenma. Objection! It would seem that Tenmataro was in fact, not this innocent little girl. Huh? How you figure that? You claim the Tenmataro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? You bet. The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenmataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. Oh! We delivered a fatal wound to Blackwell. What? Where'd the bird go? But... then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenmataro? Our Tenmataro impersonator is none other than Mayor Tenma's aide. Ooh. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenmataro impersonator. Okay. Anybody want some hand cream? We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tenmataro took one of the staves out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. Okay. No need for that, your baldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. Oh. Oh shit. You called Prosecutor Blackwell? Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here. Okay. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world? They're Florent Lebel's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? Don't tell me. They're Tenmataro's prints. Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... Oh my god, really? What? Phineas Filch?
Objection!
Wait, what? What? Then Mr. Lebel wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber.
Objection!
Objection. Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself. Now! Oh, sure. Them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. Lebel after all. Oh. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber. So what if I did? You got a problem with it? Yipes! You fool of a tanuki. Oh. He's so short. Order, order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean that Tenmataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch? Yipes! Another cat out of the bag. Oh! Mr. Filch is Tenmataro? I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself this instant. Begging your pardon, Your Honourship. But I was just doing what the Alderman told me. He wanted me to be Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual. Okay. Oh, you mean that event at the Ninetales Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume? Yep. And after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? For a staff. Because of the treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak in and nab it. Treasure? He did mention it. Well, it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. Ah dear. He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it. Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from Grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in. I could through the air vent in the foyer. The vent's left of Alderman's picture. I went on in nice, and made a nice little hole. You used that to get into the air duct that led to the Forbidden Chamber, I did. You what? But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how we got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent. So Tenmataro was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for Alderman's murder. Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing the foyer? Or to the foyer? I got out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point. And where is that costume now? Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Oh! Oh my god, that's what that picture was? No way. But maybe, just maybe. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? This open fucking window. Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go and do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you. You do? This evidence proves you got rid of your Temotaro costume through the window. Special edition. Yeah, Temotaro soaring through the air. Oh my god. Wow, so it was an empty costume. Ah, that's... Temotaro flying through the sky. And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. That's not Temotaro in the photo, it's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are you? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Temotaro really was a flight of fancy. What? Yikes! Oh my god. Oh my. So there really never was a yokai. Aw, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? None whatsoever. Oh wow. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. Oof. We did it. Good going. Now all we have to do is make Florent Lebel take the stand. Objection. Of course. Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. How would he reach it? And what of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited the chamber door, not the air vent. Objection! But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right? Yeah, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open. Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look. On account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed down the hall. Hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't opened until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber. Objection. Well, you little Tanuki. When the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope. Only one there was the alderman. and he was dead as a doornail. If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Oh, crap. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Don't tell me. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma. Ugh. Wait a second. There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there. Really? And who might that be? Oh well, that would be... Objection! That would be objection. It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details. Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact. Sorry, I guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, alibis... One of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Ah, not that insufferable... Oh yes. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up? Oh, the pompous prick that is. Le Bel End. There we go, he was supposedly in the foyer, with Filch at the time of the murder. Boom! Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent Lebel. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. Lebel at that time. In short, Mr. Lebel's alibi has disappeared. Oh! Florent Lebel's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. Lebel's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. Oh, shucks. Mercy, your honourship. Mercy. Is he gonna do the head thing? Nope. Oh dear. I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent Lebel. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication. I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time we will see what Mr. Lebel has to say for himself. Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. Lebel about these new allegations. Ooh, right. Ah, the final showdown. We did it, Apollo. We finally dragged Mr. Lebel into court. Yeah. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel I'm missing something. Or missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent Lebel. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it. Oh, finger on it though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. Lebel is up next. So chin up, Apollo. Oh yeah! To be fair, I was quite surprised when it showed the cutscene introducing Blackwell, because it showed him with like a... I'm pretty sure it was a katana, and then there was just blood everywhere. It didn't show you killing him it didn't show you him killing anybody, but it was just a lot of blood. Then again, this is a game all about murders, so, I mean, what do you expect? It's not quite as child-friendly as it, I don't think it was ever child-friendly, to be honest. He looks like the Joker, from behind. Court is back in session. Our next witness is... this insufferable douchebag. Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent Labelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your boldness? Oh, right. Mr. Filcher's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Oh god. Well, I'm not, so may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to. I don't think so, Mr. Labelle. Do you realise what serious crime you've committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine, the truth is I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry. Oh, I hate this guy so much. You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Pfft, peasant. How dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people, of being... Ooh. Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence.
Ooh, okay. Oh, please, Blackwell, just tell him to fucking... get a move on. God, the entire court's silent now. Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn, the time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart. Oh god, he broke the fucking shackles again. The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again? Oh my. Spare me, please. Ah, shite. They really need to, you know, give him shackles that are made of stronger metal. Them ones seem very flimsy. Oh, they're... so much for sturdier shackles. Oh dear. Whew. Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives me keeping your head on it in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox Chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drumroll please. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the Forbidden Chamber doors. But... there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Oh fuck, this is actually true. Forgive me, Jinxie, I killed the alderman. That's right, the mayor actually confessed to the murder right there and then and there. Crap, we know that's actually true though. He confessed? The mayor didn't actually kill the alderman. He said he did. When I say it's true, what I mean is it's true that he said he killed the mayor. Not true that he actually did it. We know who did it. Labelle did it. It showed in the cutscene before the case, which I kind of wish it didn't do, because then there's more mystery behind who the killer is, as opposed to when you see them, you're like, oh, you're the killer. Can't wait to figure out how you become the killer, or how we find out you're the killer. Order! Order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess. But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. All I can think is he confessed to try and spare his daughter, maybe? Because if she was... I don't know. All I can think is they would try and pin it on her, and he seems to hold her higher than anything else. Like, protecting her is his highest priority. That testimony is quite favourable to the prosecution's... Oh my god. This guy's been more obnoxious. This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's conviction gala. A splendid time goes guaranteed for all but the mayor in his defence. Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. She told us. But LaBelle could have heard it if he was hidden in that room behind the folding screen. He would have heard it. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. What LaBelle saw. I was in the hallway hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. I think it's more the fact he was in that room hiding behind something. I don't actually know if this is the case. I'm purely guessing. Theorizing. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Yes, she went to the phone to call the cops. But I thought she went to call the cops. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. Also, LaBelle couldn't have been in the costume because that was Filch. Filch was the one in the costume, so LaBelle... No. The screen's like a... It's white on one side and purple on the other. But the side that you would see would be the white side. I still think he'd be able to hide behind it. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right. To the one with the phone at the end. But you didn't. What? If he fled down the hallway, he would have come into contact with Jinxie. Because she was there. She went to call the cops. I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realise you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court. Yeah, he could have, maybe. Once again, sorry. It's just I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene. Ugh. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by. There is a time to fight and a time to yield. A time to live and a time to die. He's laying it on real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Again, I'm just doing my usual. Press every statement. What LaBelle saw. It's the testimony. That must be the evidence I present. There we go. You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that? Oh, quite sure. Peasant. Wow. You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. A true beauty is never wrong. It's not. No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. I'm not following. These exquisite ears like flowers abloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Right. The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession? Little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. How did Miss Tenma appear to you? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. He actually sympathised with Jinxie? I don't think he actually did. Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he is the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character. Ho-ho! The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror. Checked your face? Why? To behold the beauty that is my sadness. Why else? Oh my god. Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client. Wow. Let's keep this moving, shall we? So, what happened next? Whew. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the Forbidden Chamber. He opened the Forbidden Chamber? But why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenmataro. The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath. Crap. Hello, LaBelle speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles! Now, where were we again? You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the Forbidden Chamber. Oh yes, of course. Hello, this is LaBelle. Good one, sir. You are an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying? Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies. The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. Now tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the Forbidden Chamber. Well, after that... As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. So, what was Mr. Filch like at the time? He was shouting, "I can't see! I can't see! It's the curse of Tenmataro!" Then he took off running like a madman. He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in. Wrong. What? He set eyes upon me. Oh, he was blinded by his beauty. God, I can't... Oh, I can't stand this pompous prick. Who was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. To think people like this actually exist in the world. So it was the curse of Florent LaBelle rather than Tenmataro. Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal. The only thing criminal here is me. Oh. Is your ceaseless jabbering. Now get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. Oh yes, I fled for dear life from Tenmataro and... ran into Jinxie. Oh no, he didn't mention running into her. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right. To the one with the phone at the end. Yeah. He didn't run into Jinxie at all. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to present this. Saw the demon in the hallway near the crime scene. She says it fled toward the fire. Yeah, please. God, I have never had a witness I have hated so much. God, they really nailed his character for just being obnoxious and awful. Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean? Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice? If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then after making her call, she went back to the main hallway. Whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tenmataro costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled there, not fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter, why yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, except Miss Temba told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Temba did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. Yes! Yes! Oh my god, that's great! Oh, I can't wait to see his, I can't wait to see his breakdown. Not such a fabulous scent now, is it? But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it? Folding screen. Inside the Fox Chamber. Where else? But isn't that within the very crime scene? Indeed. It is, Your Honour. And that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence!
Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of truth bared. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you... I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield. With naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Oh, I just want to watch this to savour it. Ah, brilliant. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. Maybe Blackwell also can't fucking stand him. That's what I hope. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki. Without either of them noticing you were right there in the Fox Chamber. Oh my. So that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox Chamber? I do! I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. Oh, God. Can't he just come clean? Jesus. You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. Ah, boy. Alright. Let's go! In the Fox Chamber! I did enter the Fox Chamber after the murder. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. Oh my god. Wait, really? What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. Seems that way, yeah. I'm pretty sure Blackwell's backstory gets revealed as the game goes on. Like, one thing I never do with this game is look into characters. Like, I never search them to, like, get history of them, because it usually explains the cases they've been in, and I know that Blackwell's backstory is apparently really good, so... I'm curious to see where it goes. Maybe we'll find out what happened and why he became a criminal. Or why he became a murderer. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. From behind the screen? Why yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so. You could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events, rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox Chamber, so at least that much must be true. My favourite character so far has been Goddo, probably. The defence may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness. But Goddo was just such a cool and collected character. In the Fox Chamber. Right, okay. Don't do me same old, same old. Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayor Tenma's suit. It what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh yes, so I entered the Fox Chamber almost without thinking. Trying to think, how many prosecutors has there been? There's Edgeworth, which obviously he's awesome. But I got to play as him in the investigations games, so that was like a completely different side. Then you had Franziska von Karma in Justice for All, Godot, Trials and Tribulations, Clavier in Apollo Justice, and then Blackwell in this. I don't know, Blackwell might top Godot. We'll see. But the thing with Godot was the fact he was just a super mysterious character until the later half of the game, and then you figured out who he actually was. But even still, he was a mysterious character and just really cool. Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer's shoes? Your shoes? Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear. It sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated. Oh my god, that reminds me of, God, what's the guy from Far Cry 4 called? Pagan Ming? The first cutscene, I got blood on my fucking shoes! It just reminded me of that now. It sends chills down my spine, that's why I hesitated. Nope, Athena's got something to say. That's terrible. A man was dying and another injured. And you're worried about your shoes?
Silence!
Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and such for trivial pursuits. Trivial Pursuit. That's a name I've not heard in years. Now you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well I was there in the Fox Chamber, but... I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen. Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. Eh? I do? By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, for the sake of the universe, is something I should never ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? I'm sent in a black hole of egocentricity, forming around the witness stand. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony, now. Well, regarding the murder scene... Whew! Horrifying. Right, yes. Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? What exactly would you like details about? Ooh. Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... the Feather Interacts Forbidden Chamber murder weapon. Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cuby. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. Interesting. Yes, very interesting that he mentions a statue that he would not have been able to see. It was hidden next to the chair. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen on the floor. Oh right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse, real inspiring. Oh! It's not the fact he wouldn't have been able to see it, it's more the fact he saw it in its full glory when the cup was attached. Which was before it was used as a weapon. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Incredibly. It's very important. I believe that to be extremely important. I request that it be added to his testimony. Oh yeah! Time to get this guy. The statue had fallen on the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the municipal merger. Well, well, well. Yeah, it would have looked like this. But he saw it. Oh, I can't show it. Well, he would have seen it with the with the hand on. It showed it once.
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill. As if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Is he gonna realise something the matter? So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? What if Blackwell's gonna see? Justice Dono, explain yourself, and make it quick. Okay. The statue was meant to symbolise goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. Uh-ohs. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby. Oof. He's got a really weirdly shaped body too. Well, it's actually just the shape of his jacket, but still. It's very weird. Order, order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico! It's not going to be that easy. We've got you now. We know... Oh, we know you killed the alderman. Now admit it. He won't.
Silence!
Yeah, I fucking knew Blackwell was going to get involved. Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox Chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence!
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo? Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Cuby told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine. Yeah, such a good friend you murdered him. Prick. Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence!
God damn it, Blackwell. Moreover, it's already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scant statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox Chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. He was behind the screen. Oh. Dang it. Still behind the screen. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room, behind the folding screen. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. No! Folding screen. Jesus! I'm certain that's where it's gonna be. Or will have been. I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your baldness? It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room, unless he was behind, say, a screen. Jesus. It's just bugging me now. If it turns out he wasn't hiding behind that screen, I'm gonna flip. Because that's the only place he could have hidden. Either that or the Forbidden Chamber, but why would he hide in there? Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence.
Oh, wow. You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono, whatever. But I tried so hard. Your boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. Yeah, isn't there a folding screen? It's high time you brought down the hammer of justice. Point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. What? This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma. Hey! I thought I'd actually fucked it up somehow. Thankfully, Tenma takes the stand. It would seem that my time is at hand. Mayor Tenma? Counsellor, there is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now, only for your good graces. Counsellor? Oh right, he must mean me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him! It's no good, I can't restrain him. Know me in despair. For I am Tenmataro, Demon Lord of the Yokai. This guy's definitely got a few screws loose. Mr. Justice, do something! Alright, listen to his testimony. Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Might being the key word. So, Your Honour, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you put it that way... Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. Yeah, I would say so. Unprecedented in absurdity, more like. Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say Mr. Tenmataro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Okay. Alright, the ruler of demonkind. Oh my god. So barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly 2 yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demonkind. On the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. Oh, that was short and sweet. Sheesh. Lots of dots. Lots more dots. Yeah, I do too. It's gone a bit insane. So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed. All was in darkness. And the part about Tenmataro and the nine-tailed fox being there? Yes, that too. Tenmataro towered overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold. I call animal abuse, Your Honour. It would seem that the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. Of course. As if half-dreamt, that happenings linger in his mind. Okay. Apollo, maybe I can help here. What, analysis? Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his voice. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of events. Or of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. again. Alright, it's time to do this again. 1, 2, 3, up to 100. Boop. So... Wait, barely conscious, was Damien there amid the darkness? So, sadness. Suddenly 2 yokai did appear, so sadness and shock. They're fairly, you know, standard. On one side I, Tenmataro, ruler of demonkind. Oh. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the Nine-Tailed Fox. Why would you be happy about that?
Got it!
You're very weird. When the Nine-Tailed Fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well? Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket. A creaking door. Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. I don't think it's going to restore his sanity, it's going to get more testimony out of him. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. Whoops. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenmataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. He was in the Forbidden Chamber. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tenmataro you saw, most likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue. Why yes! That would explain it. So he was knocked out and put in the Forbidden Chamber? The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp. But even if all that's true... No, why would he be... I'm confused. Then what about the Nine-Tailed Fox? Maybe he was seeing things. Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo! It's entirely possible. In a groggy dreamlike state, people can misremember things. And events. Misremember, you say? Let me think. I do believe... I remember now. That was not the Nine-Tailed Fox. It was... Oh! The Amazing Ninetales. The Amazing Ninetales? At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the Amazing Ninetales who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door. Still have a bit more to get through. I'm sorry I asked. The Amazing Ninetales? But that was the victim Alderman QB, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update. Barely conscious, Damien was there, right, okay. Okay. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenmataro loomed overhead. Suddenly the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. Ah, so buff. The Amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. Why the sadness? When the Amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy. But didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I do believe it was the Fiend's Cape of Red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did did inexplicitly wash over me. Well, there's all the noise level, near enough. A cape of red. Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean? I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know, because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Wait. Oh god. Almost clicked end stream. My bad. So, cape of red. Oh, he doesn't have a cape. I mean, technically he does, but it's the tails. I thought that was the cape then. He doesn't have a cape. Yeah, so he doesn't have a cape. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out contradiction, here comes justice. Right. Oh, this is different. Whoa. Oh, you can't press, you can only present. Okay, so it would be the fourth statement, because he said he saw a cape. Yeah, he hasn't got a cape. If anything, the mask has the four tails. Yeah, so it's not that. It shows he has no cape. You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you? Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation of something red, did fill my as-yet hazy field of view, and I thought to find myself, the Amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. Okay. Hurrah! Son of a fucking penis. My internet fucking sucks. God, I hate it. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been? Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Red thing. Right, I'm just looking. I don't see no red. I mean, there's blood in here, but that's really far away from the chamber. So I'm not so sure. Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the Alderman's blood? Blood? Why yes, it was blood. Really? Just screaming. Ah! And again. So it was the Alderman's blood. What? It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying beneath the Amazing Ninetales, the Alderman's bloody body. Okay. Right, that makes sense. Okay. In the background you saw it. Oh. How fun. Oh, there we go. Woohoo! His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman QB? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first. Well, Mr. Justice, You sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence.
Of course. So, don't you think this strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said naught about seeing the amazing Ninetales there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Will the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? I guess, yeah. Yes, of course I can explain it, because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So, let's consider the following question. Wait, if the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene... Wait, how the fuck would that work? Why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for this? For us? Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? LaBelle was disguised as Tenma? But that wouldn't make sense. But it would also make sense as to why he said he killed the mayor. Like that confession. Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has, in fact, misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. Yeah, I don't really understand how that works, but I guess it's the only thing. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face. I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? Oof. I think I'll pass. Whoa. Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way. Your boldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And Rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Oh. Wait a minute. A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. He was wearing the mask? What about the fact that it was the Amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? Ah. We got it all backwards. Follow? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your baldness, I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict. I do have proof. Do you now? Oh god. Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume, or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. The Amazing Ninetales mask. What absolute claptrap, poppycock, balderdash. We thought the alderman was the Amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro after all. At all. He was the Amazing Ninetales. What's this? You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derived such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the Amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence.
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection.
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence.
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection.
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, he killed him. Oh, there we go. That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the fox chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then... the person who said I killed Alderman QB was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence.
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection.
Objection! No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Woohoo! Once Miss Tenma left the scene, he then switched back. Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the forbidden chamber, so he could drag the mayor back out into the fox chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... right, it was LaBelle opening the forbidden chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch, in his Tenmataro disguise, ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks. I gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber. I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence.
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection.
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales. This is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot. No one except a killer as insane as his plot. And I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies. Foolish mortal, it is at your own peril that you forget who I am. Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? It's gonna be Jinxie in it. Oh! It was LaBelle. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection.
Wait, he's got blonde hair now again. What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenmataro right here and now. What? Why, you would dare reveal the secret? My good friend the Alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions, now would it? The truth behind Tenmataro. What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say, I am the amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
Objection.
Wait. Will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenmataro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the Amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth? Right. I won't have him working free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless. Apollo! Don't you dare give up now. Oops. I know. Your Honor, I believe Miss Illabelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. Illabelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Ninetales or not? Okay. So the Amazing Ninetales' true identity. The Amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The Mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenmatara right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say. I think the superstitions were just made as a way to keep people scared, I guess. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, they may all be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the Amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defendant has much of a case here. How the defense has much of a case here. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the Amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, Lavella's going to expose the secret behind Temataro. We're so close, I know it. Yes, we are. We're literally right around the corner. Alright, so the defense may cross-examine the witness. Okay. So this whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales. I know you use his mask to create this illusion of a locked room murder.
Silence.
Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you?
Objection.
Mr. LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox Chamber while it was still locked tight. Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman QB. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, but what's that? What, the Alderman's dead? Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend. Polly, you mind if I wring his neck? Wait in line, because I'm going first. Temper. Anyway. The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions. Tisk, such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart. Excuse me? I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will help the blossom within you bloom. Ah. You liked that, didn't you? Enough jabbering about blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers. Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted attorney here is utter nonsense. But if he did admit such nonsense... you'd be arrested, wouldn't you? Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of mankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence.
The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you in that vexing visage of yours, then... Yes, I know. Get on with the testimony. Anyhow, to suffice to say, should the mayor admit the defense's nonsense, I will make good on my threat and... I will expose the truth behind Tenmataro right here and now. And just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Tenmataro, Alderman? Alderman Cubey told me all about it, of course. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tenmataro. Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much he shared secrets with me. Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenmataro. Oh god. It certainly seems like that might have been what he was doing. What a dick! Threatening both of them. Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others what Tenmataro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo! And the truth is, Tenmataro is a great greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is all about. Tenmataro is a great fortune? Come to think of it. Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. Could Tenmataro actually be... No, not Tenma. The Forbidden Chamber treasure. Telling the villagers that Tenmataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenmataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Tenmataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. There we go. Oh, wait, it is that.
Objection!
There we go, they discovered. It's already been taken. Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tenmataro no longer existed... What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenmataro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when you searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Oh. Sorry, but I have proof that Tenmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? Looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief, Azuki Kozo, used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that Tenmataro has been stolen? Indeed. Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather. And Master Thief was the culprit. And by that hideous, moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less? No! My beautiful golden Tenmataro was... The greed inspired by Tenmataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the Alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmataro. He said to me the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenmataro's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale. Oh. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Vale, land that would become Tenmatown. But drive the villagers mad with greed did their great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tenmataro came to be. So Tenmataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenmataro made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmatown would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? No, don't do it! Please, no! Begone, you demented demon! Oh. Ahem. Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the Amazing Ninetales, is, indeed, me. And that means... Jinxie? Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber. Was he wearing the Amazing Ninetales' mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Cuby that day, so... So it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Yeesh. Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's schemes. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw 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 caw. The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Cuby. But Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant? No!
Silence.
Mm-hmm. Justice Dono. You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. Well, you have only blind guesses. A dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. But... they're right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. But you did. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Of course I do. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need, too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice. Whoa! What the fuck is happening? Okay, let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapsed at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts as we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside of the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of... Oh, this is weird. Oh, this is too easy. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? The mask. Oh my god, this is actually really cool. A clue inside the mask. Oh, I know. The Amazing Ninetales mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? White hair. That's what it had inside of it. White hair in the mask. What about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? Florent LaBelle? He has colour LaBelle, which allows him to change his colour. The white hair is LaBelle's. Oh right. That hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. That was cool. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. That mask? How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cuby. Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales as we know now is Mayor Tenma, so... That's correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that.
Silence.
It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish colour or another.
Objection.
No, Prosecutor Blackwell, it's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Yeah, colour me LaBelle. Hair colour that washes out with water. It's Florence LaBelle's own brand and is available to the general public. That's... What is that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair colour. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside it. What's this? Are you saying that Preening Peacock's hair colour is... white? That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair colour is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life exposé. He's not a blondie, he's a whitey. The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it, Florent LaBelle. You were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cuby. Oh yeah! You peasant. How dare you? My perfect... Oh god! My makeup! Watch him be as ugly as sin. Oh god! Ew! Oh man, he is covered in wrinkles and everything. Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is Lavelle. The sponsors have pulled out. Lavelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is Lavelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me? $100 million? I'm finished! Washed up! Stick a fork in me, I'm done! Wow. This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated? Damn fucking straight. Order! Order! Order in the court! I need to look into the OBS, like, disconnecting issue. Because my internet was perfectly fine. Like, every time I think my internet's gone out, I try and load Google. If it instantly, like, fails to load, then I know my internet's crapped out. Before my internet shows up that it's crapped out. This time, Google loaded, so it's an issue with OBS, I think. I'll just have to do some testing, which I can't wait to do. Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. It's just annoying that it happens on the tail end of a session. Must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Wait, that was a compliment? That was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent Labelle? The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenma Taro. However, few were allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetails Vale. Labelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the Amazing Ninetails saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, Labelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. Labelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. Labelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such veracity. Too bad for him. Someone else had gotten to it first anyway. I see. Very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, not guilty! Woo! Ew. And there it is. Court is adjourned. Alright. So we got the after trial thing. Is it going to show a cutscene for the next trial? Because I don't want to see it. Pardon me. Defendant lobby number 3. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenma Taro from Ninetails Vale, like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. Labelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That'd have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch Labelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetails' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetails. Had Labelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero, but if he was proven a villain, or proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot. A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval. Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again? Let this be of no concern to you. How could it not be how could it not concern me? Tenma Taro, be gone! Jinxie! Seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you. Papa, you're finally back. Yes, it would seem Tenmataro is no match for you. I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it... Oh, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. Oh, she's smiling. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though. Aw, how come? Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetales, my fanbase will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue. I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside. Say, now that you mention it, what's all the noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting? For me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes, or malefactor. The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa. Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this. Yeah! Thank you. Now if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting. Oh, wow! Holy shit!
Ninetales forever!
Wow, that was cool. Oh man, I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars and the merge is no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client. Just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo. Or you might have to start looking up to look at me. Oh. I'm definitely past my growth phase. And you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Oh, wow. Very funny. Whoa! She punched so hard the guards in the background disappeared for a split second. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this. Calories? Huh. Just let him try to stick on me. Alright already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Aldoon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. Again, the guards in the background. They keep flipping out. I've been waiting to have a ball from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for? The noodles are on me today, so expect some serious eating from you two. Yay! Thanks, boss. I won't let you down. Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldoon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. Do we get a cutscene of that too, or not? That was our first case together. And it felt like nothing. Oh, nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along. Right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis... Is that Themis Legal Academy? Or Themis? That case would mark the twilight. The twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. Wait. Don't. Okay, good. So that's the end. It's moving straight onto the other one, innit? Son of a bitch! Why? On the plus side, we get to see the cutscene, but I don't want to.
Themis Legal Academy.
Themis.
A prestigious high school
The
with
hell?
alumni in the highest echelons of the legal world.
Huh? Oh, okay. What the fuck? What is happening? Oh, this is creepy. Oh. Oh. Oh god. I have many questions. So, Themis. Themis. Cool. Regardless, I'm not doing that. Yeah, just return to title. I can just start from the beginning. Easy! Return to title screen. Hell yeah. I don't care. Nice. Alright. That was a cool case. It took 3.5 hours. And yeah, as I say, I'm just going to be doing a bunch of, probably just Googling a bit of OBS stuff. Because I need to know why it keeps disconnecting when my internet's fine. I also need to just look into internet issues anyway, because it's a bitch. Oh well. Regardless, that's going to be the end of the session. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, take care. And for those who stopped by the stream, thanks for stopping by. It's much appreciated. Have a good day, and I'll see you next stream.